Okay, hello folks. Well, I was going to do a hangout with Dr. Dave and somebody else, and there was some kind of technical problem. I don't know. One of the parties wasn't able to figure out something about hangouts, whatever. I don't know. But anyway, I was considering doing this taste challenge. Beam's 8-star versus McAfee's benchmark old number 8. All right. Well, I had a taste challenge before, right? Last month, which was Beam's 8-star versus Kentucky Dale. And there was no contest. 8-star blew it out the water. Oh, boy. Just like when I did the Seagram's Distillers Reserve Gin versus Crystal Palace. I mean, it was laughable. The Crystal Palace was so noticeably inferior. And the Kentucky Dale was so inferior. Not that it's bad. I mean, it's all right if you're going to make a mixed drink and you're not too picky. I mean, I wouldn't buy it. But some people buy it. Lots of people buy it. Lots of people buy Beam's 8-star because I was at Dorgnext 2 days ago and it was sold out. And they sell the big handle jugs, you know, the 1.5 liter. All right. So this here bourbon was introduced in January 1968, January 25th, apparently. But that's, you know, not important. 1968 as Seagram's benchmark. Seagram's benchmark, okay. 21 years later, it was bought by Sazerac, and they rebranded it, redeveloped it. I don't know if they changed the recipe, but they decided they were going to make it sort of a Jack Daniel's mimic. You know, they adopted that Jack Daniel's type bottle, and you see so many whiskeys that are mimicking Jack Daniel's, right? That iconic bottle. You see Early Times, Benchmark. What I see? Ancient Age, which used to try to mimic Seagram's ancient bottle. That's another story. Yeah. Ancient Age tried to mimic and skirt around copyright violation of Seagram's ancient bottle, but ancient bottle is no longer produced. So then they jumped and tried to kind of feed into that Jack Daniel's thing. Okay. All right. 8-star. Don't even look for it on Jim Beam's website. You will not find it. You won't find it on Beam-Suntory's website. Well, that's not exactly true. I have a link down below of a PDF file that lists all their brands, the ones they want you to know about, even the ones they don't want you to know about. There is a legal, the Tax and Trade Bureau requires this. There's a legal requirement. They have to file paperwork on all the brands they own. So it is a Jim Beam brand since 1976. Okay, introduced in 1976. These both come in like attractive glass bottles. All right, the 750 milliliter glass bottle. This will be in like a tall bottle, and that will be in that squat Jack Daniel's kind of mimicked bottle. But that's where the comparisons begin to break down. Oh, they're both from Kentucky. Okay. Frankfort, Kentucky. Claremont and, oh yeah. In Frankfort. Okay, Claremont and Frankfort. And it's Kentucky Springs. I think the old bottles used to say CS, like Claremont Springs, or I can't remember, Crystal Springs, something. All right. What about 8? What's up with number 8? Is there some significance? Seems like there must be, right? Beam's 8-star benchmark old number 8. What is the significance? This I do not know. Oh, Clear Springs, CS, Clear Springs. Okay. Now, I'll try to set up online comments. All right. Get off of that, get onto that, mute that. All right, I'm looking at www.greatbourbon.com/great-bourbons. It's a pretty extensive website. It's part of the Sazerac empire. This 8-star, 8. Old number 8 has won many awards, like many awards. Too many to name. I'm not going to name them all. There's a lot. In fact, there's so many, they can't even fit it on the page. You have to press the little arrow and it expands. All right, let's see. I have the glasses. This is going to be a blind taste challenge. I'm presuming the benchmark's going to be better, and I'll be able to tell them apart. But I don't know that. So BES, Beam's 8-star. Okay. Both of them in the beautiful plastic bottles. I don't really like the plastic bottles, but I like the $1.89 for 375 milliliters. And I like the $1.39. Yeah, I know, I'm a little sick. For 100 milliliters. And then if they're no good, you dump them out and you haven't lost much. I haven't dumped these out. They're not so bad. The Kentucky Dale, I'll get through the 2 bottles, the 200 milliliter bottles. Nah, I won't enjoy them. I'll have to think about that. I might know some people that I could gift it to. But then that would like add to their life problems. No, I better not do that. All right. Live chat. Sam C says, hey, what's up, Ron? Oh, I'm just doing a taste challenge. Can you read this? Yes, I can. Noah LaPlante says, why am I watching this? You mean, why am I watching this? Because you want to see if I can do the taste challenge. My question to you is, why aren't you participating in this? Okay, here's the other bourbons on the Sazerac bourbon page. Now, they've got gin, they've got liqueurs, they've got blended whiskeys, they've got Canadian whiskeys, they've got brandy and cognac, they've got so many things. But I'll read what's on their website. So we're starting at benchmark. Then we got ancient age and ancient age, 10 years. Blandons or Blantons, Eagle Rare, Buffalo Trace, George T. Stagg. William LaRue Wells, Eagle Rare, Buffalo Trace, Experimental Collection, Single Oak Project. Oh, they like to do projects like I do. Oh, Buffalo Trace Single Oak Project. This is from Buffalo Trace, who's owned by Sazerac. Colonel E.H. Taylor, Single Barrel, Small Batch, and Barrel Proof, Stagg, Old Rip Van Winkle. Van Winkle, 12 years. Family Reserve, 15 years. Pappy Van Winkle, Family Reserve, 20 years. Pappy Van Winkle, Family Reserve, what is that, like? 23 years. Elmer T. Lee, 1792 Small Batch, Single Barrel, and 1792 Full Proof. John J. Bowman, Straight Limited Edition and Straight Bourbon Whiskey. W.L. Weller, Special Reserve, Antique, 12 years. Hancock's President's Reserve, Single Barrel. Rock Hill Farms, Single Barrel. Old Charter 101. I'm going to try to go fast, but it's fascinating, right? Very Old Barton. bourbon. Oh, there's 1, 2, 3, 4 bourbons from them. Very old Barton. Kentucky Gentleman, Kentucky Tavern, and back to benchmark. Okay. I got so much drinking to do, but not, for a drinking problem, but for the project. It's for the project. I got to do the project. Lord says, be the liquor. I know. I'm not drinking the liquor. I'm thinking the liquor. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm trying to. That's why I didn't want to do whiskey. That's why I was reluctant to do brandy, because you get caught up in it, and then it's this whole and gin. So I was like, you should have stuck with beer, but I couldn't resist. Okay, because if you've noticed from my reviews, it's mostly a focus on brands, like just history of the brand. When did what about the brand? How is it made? How does it taste? Most of them are good. Beer, wine, whiskey. Most of them are good. You can really search around and find horrors, atrocities of mankind. But mostly what you find is, from my experience, good, really good, exceptionally good, outstanding, world class, and that sort of thing. The really bad, you can find it, but you have to look. And that's a good thing, I believe, when you got to look for the really horrendously bad, horrible. All right, they're about even. I like these little tasting glasses from Vendôme French brandy. I bought it in a little gift pack. Perfect little competition glasses. Beams 8-star and MB Old number 8. And they look, the appearance is, don't worry, I'm going to mix them. It's pretty much the same. One might be a shade lighter than the other. So let's start the tasting. Enough of the jibber jabber. My daughter used to talk so much. I said, why do you talk so much? Why do you talk so much? When she was like 4 or 5. She said, I like the sound of my voice. I said, good answer. All right. Spilling it. You're spilling it. Okay. Let me go get a towel because I spilled a little bit and I don't want the tags to get wet. All right. Oh, I've got them so, in a way it's good I spilled it because I got them so mixed up now. I really am at a loss. All right. 8 viewers. That's a good number. We need 8 million viewers. And that's a laugh. Okay. Any more comments before we start the tasting? Craft beer makes my drinking problem look like a hobby. Laugh out loud. Laugh out loud. That's what John Red Barley says. I do not encourage problem drinking, John. I do a hobby. And then Lord says, good God, whatever that means. Good God. And then Ronnie S says, cheers, fellas. Cheers back to you, Ronnie. Okay. All right. Let's get serious. Yeah, I don't sound the best. I feel all right. Now you might be saying, you have a cold. I never get colds. I never get colds. I don't have deficits. You have deficits. I'm not perfect like you. Okay. I'm not perfect, and I'll be the first to admit it. Smells very whiskey oriented. Over here to my right. Likewise, but not so strong in the nose. The appearance, oh, well, that's basically the same. But now, here we are. A fuller bouquet, a fuller bouquet. It's a little richer. It has a little more, this is actually a good thing to help clear up your nose. That alcohol just kind of mentholates it. Fuller dried fruits. Like really dry. I mean, my nose is always messed up, even when I'm not sick. I just have bad sinuses. Sorry. Well, there's some of that here, but it's a flatter aroma. There's not a whole lot in the aroma here. It's got some aroma. I mean, it stings. It's like, but it's not so aromatic. I'm gonna start tasting now. I had the 8-star a couple of times, 2, 3, 4 times now. I've had the Beams, the benchmark once. So all right, but I think I can do it. I think I can do it. I think I can. I think I can. You know what? I know I can. I got that choo choo. I got that choo choo. I got that choo choo, like the little engine that could. All right. My left hand. You're right. Well, there's nuttiness, and I don't know what or why. Like I said, I don't know why they have the number 8. I'm not a York right or a Scottish right. There could be, you know, but Kentucky right, you know, Scotch right. I don't want to get too much into that. But nutty wood, but like not necessarily like oak, like toothpick wood. Don't know if that's what they're shooting for. Okay. Get a little water. Yeah, it just has that kind of flat aroma. And that's making me think it's the 8-star because that's a 2005 bottle, all right? So that's a 75 to 25% blend. 75% grain neutral spirits, in other words, Everclear type thing, and 25% whiskey. Yeah, it's allowed. Check the trade in tax bureau, and they very, very specifically tell you what it can and cannot be. Matter of fact, I'll go over that at the end. The bourbon regs. Well, it's got a little vanilla or something, and a little alcohol, but it's something else here. Switch it around on my gums to get more pickup, I think. Get a full mouth experience. Yeah, there's like floral. It's like daylily type thing. You know, the reddish gold daylilies. Yeah. Tell you one thing. I'm starting to lose confidence. Well, let me say this to you. If you bought a 750 milliliter glass bottle, the Beams would be $7.99 probably, or $8.99, and the benchmark would be $8.99 to $9.99. I saw it today, and it was $9.99 at Mathern's, and they had the tag on it about all the medals they won. So it was all about, look, buy this. We won all these medals. And then Beam's 8-star is based at Dornex is basically saying buy this because it's on the shelf, and it's one of the cheapest ones in this array. And their array is huge; it's incredible. But I think their bottom shelf stuff sells like mad at, not to mention their top shelf, but the bottom shelf sells like mad at Dornex, and that's in a well-heeled part of Jefferson Parish. Don't kid yourself. Plus, it's right there by Lakeview. Okay, this is not in a questionable part of town. This is like one of the more premier parts of town, Dornex. Oh yeah, they got some. It's like you're in a museum of alcohol. Plus, they make their own cream cheese. But oh, they sell beer, craft beer, a lot of it. A relatively good amount, but their big money is in wine and liquor. And then they've got Martin Wine Cellar down the street, so they're in a big competition. It's a big thing. All right, so oh man, I'm trying to stall for time because you know, like I was saying, I got that choo-choo, I got that choo-choo, I got the choo-choo, like the little engine that could. I think I can, I think I can, I think I can, I think I can, I think I can. You know what? I know I can, but now I'm starting to question that. And before I started, I was very overconfident. I don't know. This has more spice. I think it has more spice. And I know that Sazerac said that Benchmark was a low rye, like it was 10% rye or less. But it's rye. They use rye. Now they have some like straight up rye whiskeys, like their Sazerac rye, which that was the first whiskey I think I ever did a video for. I'm pretty sure, almost certain. Someone gave that to me. Thank you, Sonia. Dynamite. Dynamite. Did I say that it was dynamite? If you get the chance to buy the Sazerac rye whiskey, I strongly suggest it. And there's 2 different age levels. Okay. I'm scared to say because if I'm wrong, then people are going to say, ah ha ha. Now, you made the video with Benchmark and you talked about all the metals, all the metals. I'm going to cook the meat. I'm going to cook all the meat. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm going to make the meat. I'm going to make all the meat. No, but the metals, and they're there. They want them. And beams, they want nothing. And then, but you can't tell them apart. I think I can. And I think I'm going to go with, in my right hand, your left. I think this. Now, the big question is, which one's better? Ah, hey, you know what? Now, it's like danger, Will Rogers, danger, because if you say the wrong thing, that is your... Which one's better? Oh, my. It's close, but I do believe that it's the one in my left hand. You're right, my left hand. I think that's a little better. A little better. Not appreciably better. Which, without even knowing which is which, or stating which I think is which, that's telling me that if you go with the 8-star, it may not be a bad value relative to Benchmark. Now, you might say, but that ain't saying much. That ain't saying much. May not be saying much. But then it's won all these awards, so why did it win awards? Because the people in the competition tried it and they hated it? They drank it and said, it's horrible, let's give it a double gold in New York? I doubt that. I really doubt they drank it and said, let's give it a double gold because it's bad. All right, let's see what the people are saying, then we're going to put the lowdown on it. I'm trying to think it while I'm looking at this because it's rough. This is tough. I thought it was going to be the easiest thing ever. 40 of what, Lord? I'm enjoying a 40 ounce. You're enjoying it? I would take all day to drink a 40 ounce. I'm serious. St. Ides. Oh my goodness, 8% alcohol. I prefer the old 6% St. Ides. Indeed. A nice choice, my friend. 1904 Van says, the one time I had St. Ides, it tasted fine, but gave me a horrible stomachache. Yeah, unless you drank just a pint. It's my favorite HG. It was one of my favorites back in that 20 years ago. I prefer Hurricane HG, but St. Ides is an OG malt. It is. I prefer Hurricane 6%. We can't get it. Hurricane High Gravity is good, but St. Ides is smoother. I don't think I would necessarily agree with that. I enjoy Colt 45. I could do 10 Colt 45 videos every day for the rest of my life. My favorite regular malt is Old English. Yeah, can't. But drink the Colt more now due to being in plastic. OE and in plastic. Yeah, the plastic bottles just have no cachet. 22s of OE glass is my go-to. Yeah, I saw that in Manhattan 2 years ago. The 22 ounces of all the malt liquors. We don't get that around here. Wish I could find those here in Massachusetts. Can't even get cans either. That's weird. We get cans of many of them. Oh, wow. Magnum is my third go-to. We're having a big malt liquor discussion in my whiskey video. Thanks, guys, for having a malt liquor discussion in the whiskey video. That's inappropriate. King Cobra is a great one, too. Yeah, it is. Sorry, Jay, talking about malt liquor, not whiskey. LOL. Laugh out loud. Yeah, I'm crying out loud. You're laughing out loud. I'm crying out loud. All right. So that shows you what interest people have in this whiskey. Basically none. All right. I'm gonna call it. I'm gonna call it. Last taste, and that's it. I'm gonna. I'm scared. I mean, I'm really scared. I'm really scared. Well, you get to watch a live broadcast of a channel being destroyed, maybe. Just kidding. In all seriousness, I think this, which has a little more richness. I think this is the benchmark in my left hand. You're right. I think this was the 8-star. Well, it's time to make the reveal. I did it. I did it. This is the 8-star. It did have a little flatter taste. It did have a little flatter taste. And this is the benchmark old number 8. It's just got more aroma. Like there's more development in the aroma. It's not that what you're smelling in the benchmark is, the Beam's 8-star is bad, but it's like the Kentucky Dale. It's not bad. It just don't exist. So, it's up to you. If you want to buy the Beam's 8-star, and I did a video review, and then Kentucky, those guys in Kentucky, Radar and them, and they did it. They thought it was, all right, kind of like I was saying, it's all right. But they weren't saying it was horrible. I don't know how you could say it was horrible. It's not horrible, okay? This one is way better than all right. This one has something. It has like credibility. It's got a lot of complexity that the other one lacks. I don't mean it has great complexity. Like, oh, I'm so enamored, I can't get over it. It's McAfee's benchmark old number 8. It's just like the greatest thing ever. I can't believe it. It's nothing like that, but it does have like some characters that the other one lacks. It's sort of like if you're drinking beer, right? So like the winner would have been the Budweiser versus the let's say Milwaukee's. No, I can't say that because that's too. Now I'm trying to think of a budget beer that's not horrible, and I can't think of one. Budweiser is just like good, and I'm thinking of all these like Milwaukee Special Reserve, which to me are like literally horrible. So that's a little tough. All right, so forget that. All right, But in the whiskey, I haven't, or the gin or the brandy. Well, there was one. So far in this exploration, there's been one. That was the Hartley's. I was like, really horrible. That was the beer 30 ice of brandy. And I'm like, Sazerac, really? You're selling this? And they've got all kind of flavored versions. And it's like, oh, no, 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 no. This is not happening. And I'll go to all these stores and I'm scouting them out. I go to Winn-Dixie over here and I go to, well, Walmart doesn't sell it. They probably said, get it out of our store. We'll have you killed. Dornex has it. Everybody else has it, but not Walmart. But that Hartley, and they have it and people buy it like crazy. Hartley brandy. And I drank it and I was like, oh no. But I was so glad I only bought a 400 milliliter. It was just memorable, definitely memorable in a bad way, but like nightmarish. But all the rest I've had, and I'm going to end this, all the rest of whatever spirits and wine too, I could mention wine, were not that way. Well, I did have a wine once, but this was New Year's Eve 1996, and I had Richards or Richards. You might say Richards. Around here, people will say Richards, but whatever, however you pronounce it. Richards Wild Irish Rose. I bought a bottle. It was like, I don't know, $3. But I might have made a mistake because I chilled it. I said, well, let me chill it in the fridge. So then New Year's Eve, I started drinking it. And I was like, this is the worst stuff. I can't finish it. I didn't finish it. I dumped it out. And it made me feel kind of sick. And I was like, oh, no, no. And then we were all popping fireworks, and this went on for hours, you know, till midnight. And I kept sipping it, and I was like, oh, I can't believe people drink this. This is like definitively bad. It's like classically bad. It's like bad in an exemplified way. But then I see it everywhere. I just don't know what is happening to this world. Anyway, so, but I could revisit it. It could be done. My arm could be twisted, although I'd be very reluctant to do it. Very reluctant. All right, so this was a fascinating experiment. I was a little worried, but I did pull it off. I did taste the difference. I think the Benchmark is a way better value. And look, it is a way better value because consider this. It's the same price. It's essentially the same price as the Beam's 8-star. Two whiskeys, one's a bourbon, one's a blend. All right, they're both from Kentucky. They're both owned by major brands. They're both on the bottom shelf. But one is significantly better. Well, relatively better. Noticeably better, whatever adjective you want to use. Thank you for watching this video production. I'll be curious about your feedback. Let me see the comments one more time. It was a 24 ounce of St. Ives that gave me the stomach ache. Yeah. The 8% is too much. I can't wait to see you review an iconic whiskey like Jack Daniel's or Jim Beam. I know I can't wait to do it, but if you looked at my cabinet, you'd say, well, it ain't going to be this year. Cans of St. Ives are awful. It's the malt you drink from 40s only. Nah. I don't agree with that. I had St. Ives out of pint cans, and it tasted the same as the glass. Benchmark, with a bunch of exclamation marks, John Red Barley says. I used to drink Beams almost every day for a few years because I was broke. It wasn't called 8-star. It was just Beams. After 20 years, I went back and they changed the name to Beams 8-star. Wait a minute. This is B1 CH Pig. Look at those old bottles carefully from 1976 to whenever. It just says Beams, all right? I know Beams. I'm looking at a picture right here, Beams. But if you look carefully at the neck label, it says 8-star, very small. The name was not changed. It's been called Beams 8-star since 1976. It just, they promoted the 8-star more recently. It's all right for whiskey flavored vodka, whatever he's talking about. Water flavored beer. Okay. My go-to whiskeys are Crown Royal. This is 1904 Van. Crown Royal, I've never had it. Maker's Mark, never had it. Jack Daniel's, never had it. Jim Beam, never had it. So hopefully you get a chance to review those soon. I will, God willing, I do plan on it. But the back stock, what I have in my back stock is incredible. I have a 1977 bottle, never opened, of Old Crow big bottle. I have a 1983 bottle of Wild Turkey 101, never opened. So I've got to look at that. And then there's all kind of, if you looked in this cabinet, you would just be stunned or dismayed, or you'd laugh in my face. But I mean, it is what it is. It's there. It exists. I mean, but right. Well, so much for the argument that all I'm trying to do is get views. If I'm trying to get views, I'm pretty sure I'd be doing Jack Daniels and Maker's Mark. I wouldn't be doing Kentucky Dale and Crystal Palace Gin, right? Think about that. Is that how you get views? I don't think so. All right, thank you, folks, for watching this taste challenge.